Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to another episode of Angela Shows You. So, today I thought that we would do a little video on making a homemade bow. These are super easy and they're fun to make, and they're also practical, and they are a great way to make something customized. You can make them as big or as little as you want, whatever color you want. They're a little bit of a savings from making them in the store. Usually, you get your rolls of um, ribbon, and if you watch and catch them on sale, you can get these rolls at a really a good price. One thing that I actually really like to do is I catch them at the end of the season and just set them aside until the next year. Now I know, some people don't like storing things for a whole year, or, we tend to forget that we have them. However, especially if you want to do ones for holidays, say you're making Thanksgiving decorations, or, even Easter or Valentine's Day, if you're doing wreaths or gifts, or, like Christmas, especially if you want to do, if you're doing uh, those clear glass, window bricks that people like to do, and they fill them and they put lights in them and they put some sort of, a decal, or so, a nativity scene or something on the outside, and then a lot of people put bows on the top of those. So you want to make those at, something that's going to be cost effective, especially if you're looking to sell them. But they make great gifts. I made those as gifts one year, and everybody really liked them a lot. Um, so it's helpful, I think, sometimes to either watch the stores right when they first put some of the holiday stuff out. A lot of times they have it on sale, or if you want to buy things at the end of a season and then hold it until the next year, when it's time to start thinking about homemade gifts. Now for Christmas, we are at the end of September, beginning of October, so now is a lot of times you're going to start seeing holiday stuff will start being put out in the craft stores, because homemade things, they take time, so you need to plan ahead a little bit. So anyway, it's nice to buy things at the end of a season, hang on to them until next year, because if you watch the end of seasons, you can get a lot of stuff, supplies in that, for over 50% off. A lot of times I find things at Michael's and Joann's for like 60, or I've even seen 75 and 80% off. So, if you take a roll of, and this was a small one, and it's not empty. I actually just took it off, but this roll was $4, and this is actually old. Um, this is only 12 feet, and this was $4. So, but like I said, this was old, and the ribbon is gone up quite a bit in price over the last couple years. So if you can get those for 75 or 80% off, you are going to be in really good shape when you go to make things next year. So in order to make a bow, what you're going to do is take off whatever length that you want off of your roll. This I just happen to use off the rest of the roll, and this one's super cute. It says ho 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 on it. So what you're just going to want to do is you are going to take the roll. Now you're going to want to make sure, because this one's printed, so I want to make sure that the print stays on the outside. So give it a little, so this one I'm gonna actually put the end about halfway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go like this. So I've got about halfway in between, and then you're just going to kind of like fold it over itself. Now, how many times you do it is really going to depend on how big are you going, how big do you want your bow to be. So this one is folded over 1, 2, three times, and then we have our half piece here. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to take this. Now I've got an end here. I'm going to fold that inwards halfway. One thing I would like to mention on this is it's best to use wired ribbon. It's going to hold its shape a lot better if you use the wired ribbon for this. Now that I've got this folded in half, open it back up. Now you're going to cut a little bit. Okay, on both ends. So we're not cutting all the way through, we're just cutting in a little bit on each end. Okay, now I'm going to take another ribbon. Now you can use a coordinating ribbon if you want, meaning the same piece, or just another piece. And you're going to put the ribbon in the center, and you're just going to tie it. All you want to do is just hold that in place. Now we've got our ends. I'm going to leave them for a moment. So now I've got a kind of a tail piece here. I'm going to give this like a fold in half. And what I want to do with this is I'm going to insert this in the back side. All right, here we go. And now I want to make sure that I put my ho, ho, ho so that it's facing the right direction. I actually had it upside down before. All right. So now we've got that. Now all you're going to want to do is you're going to pull your pieces out from the center. And you can pull them up or down, or both, up and down. And then you're going to, because they were kind of pressed flat, you're just going to kind of open them up a little bit. Okay, and then you can, kind of fluff, open them up, spread them out, kind of fluff as desired. And there, now you've got a beautiful little bow that you made. Now, this is where, if you wanted to use a piece that coordinated, it would completely match. But this is red. I think that it looks cute like this. You could also take one of your pieces here and you could fold this over. And then you could take a hot glue gun and you could, just stick a little piece of glue. I would put a little piece of glue right here, wrap this around, and then you would have a piece that didn't even show. And then, you probably are going to need to refluff a little bit. I think I just made that one side worse, but I did. Sometimes you have to play with it a little bit to get it to, where you think it looks the best. And then what you could do is you could take your two end pieces, and if you wanted to notch them a little bit, all I did was I took that flat piece and I, gave a little cut on each side, and then you've got the, typical ribbon edges. Oh, this is the one that was folded over. So this would be the front side. And if you used a bigger ribbon, then of course you would have, a much fuller looking ribbon. So this one, I probably would kind of tend to probably keep this a little bit. But there you go. I don't really care for that being folded over like that. But there you go. You've got a homemade ribbon, and then, so the red piece here, because it's showing on the front, you could just cut that off. There you go. And then kind of this little tail piece here is a little long. You can either do another little dab of hot glue and just attach it to one of the pieces, or you could cut it off completely because it really is not a necessary piece to have. I keep playing with it, so now everything's getting all distorted, but they do definitely, they are fun to make, to play with a little bit. But there you go. Takes just a minute or two. Takes a little bit of practice to doing these, but these are fun. Like I said, you can customize them to match anything. If you're doing them for a holiday, you could do them. These would be cute to attach to a wreath. You could, again, just put a little bit of hot glue on the back of it. You could even in the center, you could hot glue on Santa Claus. You could hot glue on bells. You could do, if depending on the holiday that you're doing, you could do a heart, you could do a Christmas tree, you could do, the Easter bunny. You could simply just put on like a cute little button. I mean, anything that you imagine to do if you wanted to, or you could just leave it as in a coordinating color. You could do, you could have it like this. You don't even have to have the tail if you don't want to. You could just eliminate the tail, and you could just have, a bow that looked like this. Fluffed out, of course, a little bit more. And if you wanted to wrap it around more than the 3 times that I did, if you wanted to wrap it around 4 times or 5 times, you could have, like a whole like circular bow. If you did it 5 or 6 times, you would have it going kind of, all the way around, so that you would end up with the circular bow. So these are, kind of endless, limitless possibilities of options to make them. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you will consider giving this a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe to Angela Shows You for future episodes. Have a good day.